Hi, JC Melvin here with Keller Williams Realty. I am so excited to share an interview that we recently did with International Master Faculty Instructor, Mr. Rick Geha of Keller Williams, who's taught all over the United States and Canada, and was here in Las Vegas recently doing the Shift 2 tour, which is where we're talking about how we, the Keller Williams community, can best assist buyer and seller clients. And I want to share some of the bits and pieces from this interview with you. It's absolutely fantastic, and Rick Geha is unbelievable. So here we go. One of the first questions that I asked Mr. Geha was, when and how should agents be counseling their buyers in this market?
And one of the things I believe so firmly and passionately about this is that first, before they start counseling them, it is so critical that buyers agents get into relationship, into really good connection with the buyers, and find out where they're from, how did they get into this area, did they ever consider buying before now, like several years ago when the market was really hot, and if not, what got them to think about buying right now, to sort of get at the core of why they want to buy, what their big why is. Are they buying for personal residence, which is the case for most of them, or is this an investment opportunity? When you do that, you're in a much better position to go further and to be in the position of the consultant or fiduciary or the counselor, and helping them to make a decision that best benefits them.
Rick Geha is a fantastic speaker. Gives us great information every time he comes to town. He teaches all across the country. So when we get him here in Las Vegas, it is a treat for our agents.
And how does that happen? That happens with you generating leads on a serious, consistent, amazing basis. And how does that happen? Putting aside time every day, minimum of an hour and a half, to be on the phone or out in public greeting people and saying, I'm in real estate.
Now, Keller Williams brings fantastic instructors through Las Vegas on a regular basis.
But I really want you to know that counseling your buyers to understand the buying process from start to finish, things as simple as bringing their checkbook with them every time they look at property, to understand that there's an urgency behind looking at home.
I love listening to Rick because he's so enthusiastic and he just gets totally into the class, and he just tells it like it is, but he definitely has a very good perspective and knows what he's talking about.
With Rick traveling all across the country, I asked Rick what his thoughts were on what a real estate agent needs to do today to enhance their career and get it going inside of this economic model that we're all dealing with. Here's what Rick had to say.
And I am very, very, very passionate about what agents could be doing for themselves in a shifting market and in an unstable economic climate, and that is be thinking about what I want to do, how I'm going to do it, and what do I need to do to move forward in my career, meaning make more money, have a better balanced life. So how does that look? That looks like somebody who's dedicated to the business enough to have a set up schedule where every day I'm going to be looking after myself first. That could start with eating right, exercising, having some sort of spiritual time, quiet time, reading, journaling, those kinds of things. That allows you to greet the day with a better attitude. Then you're going to move into the next most uncomfortable thing that can happen, and that is going out to generate leads for your business and your life.
Rick Geha is one of the top instructors in the country. He's funny, he's entertaining, he has up-to-date, accurate information. He's phenomenal. Rick is one of my favorite instructors in the country.
Relationships you create, keeping the door open for further venture into those relationships, the better off your business will be. So, as you continue, then how do you continue throughout the day? Take your appointments seriously, understand that follow-up is the biggest downfall of agents generating leads, and schedule time for follow-up using either a paper or a computerized calendar.
Training at Keller Williams is absolutely phenomenal. I can remember working 65, 70 hours a week, just banging my head against the wall, maybe closing about $35 million, which was great. After fine-tuning with some of the systems with Keller Williams, I was able to sell $100 million and get my work week down to about 35 hours a week. So that training is absolutely phenomenal at Keller Williams.
I think the education is actually top-notch. It's right now what they're really focusing on is the market of the moment and what's going on. And Rick Geha is absolutely one of my favorite instructors.
Yeah, I am very passionate and excited about speaking. It's what I love to do the most. I think my big why for living has been changed and adjusted to read something like, I want to make the most amount of difference in the lives of every person I come in contact with from now until I die, for the better from it. My goals, my dedication to this, and my big why around it are about the joy I get. That's the selfish part, that I get a big joy, a big kick out of the reaction I see, out of the work that's done from the effects of what I've been able to say during my talks. And I think today here in Las Vegas is a very good example that we're having a lot of people come up on the breaks and say, oh my gosh, that's another great idea that I can use to take my business to another level. And the beautiful thing is there's no new ideas. The ideas they're hearing from me are ideas that have been used for years and years. They're just hearing it from a different angle and hearing it in a way so that they can go out and actually implement it.
Well, you know, training is the key to your business. You can never stop with the education and the training. We have events, whether they're here in town or we do send them to things like masterminds out in other states and other towns across the country. It's great ways to grow your business by getting the training that you need and keeping in touch with what's going on.
Well, asking me about profit sharing Keller Williams is like asking a kid if it's okay to stick their hand in the cookie jar and get a cookie. When I joined this company, somebody asked me about profit share. They said, so did you join because of profit share? And that was 8 years ago. And I said, well, no, but if that works, that'll be a good thing. Well, I got to tell you, joined in 2001 and 2005, I made $83,000 in 1 year off profit share, which is just incredible to me for something that I really had no faith or belief in. And of course, since profits have dropped off and a lot of my offices were not profitable, that amount of money dropped considerably over the next several years. However, I do believe firmly that this is a very viable profit share, sort of it's a residual income base that you can build for yourself that'll last the rest of your life. And I've seen it pick back up again now that the offices are doing better, they're more profitable. 3 months ago, my profit sharing was $3,100. Last month it was $3,700, and this month it was $1,700. Those are not numbers to shake a stick at. How would you feel about having an extra $1,700 in your bank account every month if you had to do nothing to have it, meaning you didn't even have to get out of bed in the morning? And that's the beauty of the profit share system.
Oh, anybody in town can come to Rick's classes, and they should come to Rick's classes because this guy just has great information for us, and he is just entertaining to listen to as well.
Good. So back to my big why, it's speaking, and it's so I can help people make a difference in their lives for themselves and for their families, and I look forward to doing a lot more of it in the future.